Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the MTGPL Quarter One Invitational in 2021. It has been an absolutely fantastic day. I am Pres BOTW. I'm joined here by my co-host Poe Poffy. How are you doing today?
Dude, this is my last matchup. I'm super excited to see Oliver and Champlain play. It's going to be a really, really fun matchup. We haven't gotten to see Champagne on stream yet with their super sick Esper Vial list. They've been all throughout the chat today talking about how they felt about the matchup so far. And this is our lower bracket final. Winner of this goes to play Tensai in the final for the Invitational.
Yep,
This is
and
this is it.
I was actually spotting the last round there, and I was talking with Oliver and Frosty about how their matchup went. Frosty was most worried about Infect, and this is the matchup that Oliver is actually most worried about in this whole tournament.
Yeah, this is a insane matchup.
Yep.
Um,
Of
this
note,
this
too, a lot of people were expecting Esper Vial in some capacity or a learn, so people are packing Torpor Orbs. The
yeah.
winner of the Frosty versus Oliver matchup, no matter what, there's going to be two Torpor Orbs in the sideboard for this matchup.
Yeah, we've kept saying it. Those two players, Oliver and Frosty, they were talking all week about how many torpor orbs they wanted to play, what they wanted to use them for, and whether either Death and Taxes didn't show up this week, but Esper Vial did, and it's just a great card to see hit the battlefield against a deck like
Absolutely.
Esper Vial.
Absolutely. So this is going to be super exciting. There's a ton of play to Esper Vial. I really, really enjoy watching the deck. I'm not going to lie.
It's one of my favorite decks in the format. I absolutely love it. I'm a huge Aether Vial fan. Also, Mr. Fringe, come join the Discord. We play 24/7. Come hang out. I'll play a game with you if you join right now. I'll play right now while I'm commentating.
Just be
Get
careful what you
get
promise.
your ass in the Discord. Come on in. I want 2,000 people. I want 2,000 people.
Oh, there you go.
Popped out of my own thing. Whoopsie daisy.
There you go.
Accidentally hopped out. I was so excited. I went and joined some other. I went and joined some other line. That's what happens.
Technical difficulties. But yeah, no, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic matchup for sure. And it looks like Champagne is going to be on the play for game one here.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this matchup. Let's make sure that we can't see Champagne's hand on stream because I just saw all 7 of his cards.
Yeah.
Um,
And also for anyone who's asking about how well it works to worry about cheating and ghosting and stuff like that, we see exactly what your opponent sees. So like what Champagne had there where he tipped his hand forward, that's basically the only way you can actively ghost someone is if they do it to themselves. But we're going to see a fetch land noble hierarch off of a trop here. So Oliver down to 19 and Champagne just taking a draw here. Ooh, Wasteland. Ooh, it's a good one.
yeah,
Firing off the Wasteland here right away.
yeah, I really like that play into a
Yep.
swords.
Ooh, I actually really like this. I really like this against a deck like Infect. Oh my
Just
goodness.
reset you.
Yeah.
Sir Matthew 42, welcome to the stream. Great name, by the way, because that's my name. Welcome to the stream.
Yes, thank you everyone who's been here today.
We couldn't do this without you. We are
No.
trending on something we never believed we'd ever get. We are trending on the MTG Twitch page. You guys are doing this for us. We're doing this for you guys. We cannot believe all the support you've given us today. And we've only got 2 matches left, but this ride has been awesome. We can't wait to see it. And now we're just going to reset the game here.
Oh yeah.
Just
I really
cool.
like this back and forth here. But everyone can, like, again, this is open deck list. Everyone kind of knows what the resources are. And also if you're an Infect side as well, I'd rather take them off of the colored mana too anyway. But
Cathor. That's such a good little line. Yeah, we thank you guys so much for being here. This has been such a fun day. I'm really sad this is my last matchup because that just means we're getting close to the end, and I would want to do this for 10 more rounds if I could.
Yeah.
Uh,
On
it's such
another
a good
note,
time.
too, potentially we could have a very long next round as
Yeah,
well.
you very very long next round.
Yeah,
In either
potentially.
capacity, even if Infect gets there, it could just be a long time.
Well, that's just it. Is if like regardless, if Champagne or Oliver, whoever wins this match, has to beat Tensai 4 games in order to win.
Yeah. So, like we said, we do play like an Evo or a fighting bracket where the lower seed has to reset the bracket against the higher seed.
Yeah.
So they have to win the best of three and then do it again.
Yeah,
Um,
double elimination. Tensai basically has a bye. Tensai still hasn't lost yet. So even if Tensai loses here, Tensai still has to lose again in order to be eliminated.
yeah, with the man who has an 80% win rate, that seems pretty unlikely. But I mean, these players
Yeah.
have been we've seen all sorts of crazy things. That first matchup against Rax, still talking about it. That game was just so crazy. I mean, we could have put Tensai in the bottom bracket in round
Yeah.
one.
Looks like both players are just stuck on one land here. Ooh, Inkmoth Nexus. That's not good for Champagne.
No, that's not good for Champagne at all, especially with an open green source.
Yep. And Champagne looks like he whiffed on lands again.
Yeah,
Oh goodness.
this has been kind of brutal here. Oliver taking real control of this final here, of
Yeah.
this lower bracket final. Another Ink
Ooh.
Moth.
Oh
So
my
cool.
goodness.
Activate Ink Moth.
This could be over very quickly for game one. And that's the other thing too, is that this is gonna get a lot rougher for Champagne going forward too.
Yeah, already behind. So animates
Crunching
declare.
for one.
Just hitting you for one. Go to 19.
Yep, one
One
poison.
infect.
I like the chip damage in general. That's
Mhm.
I think one of the bigger things that I prefer about Legacy Infect versus Modern Infect is the fact that Modern Infect, from my experience, lives and dies by its pump spells, whereas Legacy Infect is totally fine just hitting you for 10 turns in a row while it protects itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Modern Infect is very, very reliant on its pump spells, and it's very necessary for that deck to have any sort of success in a modern format. Where here, it like we've seen it. We've seen Oliver do it before. I'm just going to get you for one over and over and over and over again,
Yeah,
and it just gets there.
yeah. Which is really good. And also really it allows you, because that's the type of plan that the deck is on, it allows you to pack a lot more interaction with your opponent, which
Mhm.
is really nice.
And
So
we're
we're
going to
gonna
see a Baleful
see
Strix
Baleful
here.
Strix, Secret Lair art.
Such a great art. I
It
really
is.
like the change of pace for that art.
Yeah. We're gonna see a brainstorm in response, it looks like.
Mhm.
3 cards.
I also noticed that Oliver also has the Secret Lair Ink Moth Nexuses.
Yep.
So all the Secret Lair cards. KT Orbit, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Yes. Much appreciated. Everyone who's been here today.
You guys have been absolutely incredible.
Charvel and Tensai talking about in their matchup how they boarded.
I mean, why not talk about it in stream? We love to see what our players are thinking about how they talk.
Yep.
That's a Caracas. That's a good card.
That is a good card. Oh, of note though,
Uh,
that is a good point. Champagne actually fetched to catch the Baleful Strix this turn.
yeah, so Caracas has to go back to hand. Yeah, that's not as
Yeah,
unnecessary right now. Okay, so this is a lot of mana now for. You see a blighted agent? Yeah, I think that's a good call here.
yeah, I really like that as well.
That round one game Tensai was absolutely insane.
Oh man, I agree, and I say that as someone who was there for the whole thing, table spotting it. So, ooh, this is bad. This is really bad if this resolves. Oh,
Vines?
oh, smart play. So what he's doing is that he's vinesing his Glistener Elf so that way he can't bounce it.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. So, but also Oliver has to do all of his pump spells at sorcery speed.
Yes. However, Champagne is tapped out right now.
Champagne is tapped out right now. So doors open.
Yeah.
That's another Ink Moth Nexus.
Oh my goodness. That's so brutal. I would 100% be
So
swinging with at least one of them.
animate one, yeah.
I suppose it depends on if you have lethal or not, but I'd almost be tempted to try and take out the Teferi here.
It finds the
Oh, we're gonna
Vassal.
scale up. Okay, so
It
never mind. This
scales
is
up.
gonna try and be for lethal. Because this is gonna be 7-8 poison. No, he can't
Uh,
do that.
he can't cast that.
Yeah. Not that well, it looks like Champagne already scooped it up, but he can't cast that way.
Yeah, he can't cast that at instant speed.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to rewind here because that cannot be done. Yeah. So it looks like players are just taking a quick rewind here.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do what they can. That's actually one of the things that can happen in these types of events because, like on MTGO, it just won't even let you do that. But here, you got to kind of remember some of that stuff, right?
Yeah. So Become Immense can go back to hand as it cannot be
Yes.
cast right now. So
And then it looks like we're just gonna block and trade there, and then he's gonna take 7 infect off of the 6/4 gigantic worm that's
yeah.
unblockable.
Yeah. So he will go up to 7 infect here. There's still not a whole lot that Champagne can do here, but
Yeah. That's kind of rough as well because that's something that could have been done main phase, right?
mhm. Yeah. Like I said, he has to cast those all in main phase with the Teferi out. You cannot cast at instant speed,
Yeah.
even on your own turn.
Yeah. Another thing as well, both these players are very, very high level players. They're doing excellent work. Oh wow. So we get an unsummon of the blighted agent followed by a
Meddling
meddling
Mage.
mage.
That's huge.
Yeah. And an Aether Vial.
And a Wasteland. Just letting the hand go.
Oh wow. So meddling mage is on become immense.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah. That's excellent. What is this gonna be?
Noble.
Noble Hierarch. Yeah, and mistakes happen. And not only that too, but Oliver, like Champagne got a break last round. Oliver's been playing this whole time.
Yeah. I mean, it's also these opponents are not sitting directly across from each other. They are, from all we know, countries away from each other. And
Yeah,
you may just miss something because it's not exactly sitting directly in front of you. It's you gotta look up, you gotta make sure everything on the table is there.
yeah. Looks like Champagne's deciding in upkeep what he would like to do.
Mm-hmm. Bracers off the vial.
Yeah. Man, that was really close there. And yeah, that was kind of rough on Oliver's end that he had the kill, but unfortunately he can't do that.
It sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah,
You just misplay into a thing, and now we can see that Champagne thought he was dead, but now he's got a
back in
vial of
here.
meddling mage, and he's back in this game. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunately
Well,
shit happens.
as well, the information of the become immense there, so that's what the meddling mage named. Like that's another huge
Yeah.
issue there.
Um, and
So
that's just what happens.
yeah,
Unfortunately for Oliver, it is just what happens sometimes.
yeah. That being said, this is by no means over because all Oliver has to do is 3 more points of infect.
Yeah,
And that's the thing
absolutely.
is that he's got 2 Inkmoth Nexuses
Yeah. He's got two Inkmoth Nexuses and a blighted agent that can't
and
be
a Blighted
blocked.
Agent, yeah. So if Champagne has nothing, he could just be dead to an all-out attack here.
Yeah, because he can't use Teferi to bounce the agent. This may just be lethal in itself.
Yeah. It's gonna tick up. Sorceries are allowed to be cast at instant speed.
Yep. Yet they're not running any sorceries. My favorite thing about Esper Vial, then it runs 3 fairy.
Interesting. So he's attacking for 2 here, which I guess makes sense because you can't block anything anyway.
Yeah.
What could this be?
Another meddling mage?
Yeah. So this meddling mage of note does not block flyers.
No, it does not.
Invigorate.
I like that play as well.
Yeah. I 100% agree. So, of note as well, the amount of pump spells in Legacy is a lot less than that of Modern. And so, Lines of Aspwood is one of the other ones.
Just hard cast finds.
Oh my goodness, he actually had the Invigorate in hand.
That's insane.
Yeah, but
So
King's
game
Minds of
one,
Aspwood does it.
yeah, so even game one, even after the little blunder of a Teferi being on the board, still goes to Oliver there. Good for him. So let's go ahead and take a look at these sideboards here. Let's go ahead and pull up the champagnes here. We've got, we'll just look at Yep, there we go. There's champagnes. we'll grab. So we got a Wasteland, a Path to Exile, an Eliminate, an Aethersworn Canonist, a Gilded Drake, two
Two
copies of Gilded Drake,
two copies of
one Lavinia Azorius Renegade, one Remorseful Cleric, Rest in Peace, Force of Negation, two copies of Plague Engineer, Skyclave Apparition, and a Court of Grace. That's such a cool little tech card. I love that.
Yeah. I 100% actually like Lavinia in this matchup.
Mhm.
Largely because Become Immense and Invigorate will more than likely be turned off unless Oliver's on a slow start.
Yeah, I
Also
also really
turns
like
off the forces as well.
my favorite card in this matchup, especially because it can hit basically everything. Is you just name Elf, or you just name Elf and Human with your Plague Engineers, and the game's over.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Well, you'd also have to name Blink Moth too, but you can deal with that a little bit other ways.
that is true.
Yeah.
That's right.
So on Oliver's side of things, we have one copy of Savannah, one Flusterstorm, one Grafdigger's Cage, one Surgical Extraction, four copies of Swords to Plowshares, one Veil of Summer, one Absolute Law, one Rest in Peace, two Torpor Orb, and two Force of Vigor. What do you
Um,
think?
definitely Torpor.
Yeah, absolutely the Torpor
We're
Orb.
gonna bring Torpor Orb in, and I honestly like four copies of Swords.
I do as well. I think that that's a pretty lean package to get in here. The other thing as well, Torpor Orb. Again, I know that they were partially expecting Thassa's Oracle decks, which is part of the reason why Frosty and Oliver ended up bringing so many Torpor Orbs. But
Mhm.
at the same time, this is just incredible amounts of splash damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Aether Vial with Meddling Mage, Flicker Wisp. Let's see, we can just name them all. Baleful Strix, Charming Prince, Meddling Mage, Baron, Flicker
Yeah.
Wisp, Plague Engineer, Recruiter of the Guard, Skyclave Operations, Soul Her, nope, not Soul Herder,
No.
and Palace Jailer, all turned off with
Yeah.
one Torpor.
I'm pretty sure Meddling Mage is as it enters the battlefield, name a card. Which, if that's the case, then that does not get turned off.
Mhm.
But everything else you mentioned does for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
as Meddling
absolutely.
Mage enters the battlefield, yeah, because I know that Torpor Orb does not turn off Painter Servant. It is templated the same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty good. I actually almost like the Rest in Peace. Nah, that's pretty narrow. Trying to use it just to get rid of the Become Immense.
Hmm.
Um, actually, Ethersworn Canonist I like a lot.
Yeah, that's a really cool like one of in this list. Being
Yeah,
able to just kind of rule of law somebody with that's running no artifacts.
yeah. Well, it also limits Oliver to one pump spell a turn.
Yeah, it's just a great card.
Yeah,
Um, well, it would also, let's say he plays a creature and then he can't play anything else,
yeah,
or like it can just ruin the tempo of Oliver. And I think legacy is defined a lot by how a player keeps their tempo. Um, and when you disrupt it just a little bit, it can really swing games in their favor.
yeah. Oh my god, Bowling Bit, that would be so funny. Yeah, Gilded Drake off the show and tell to steal the creature. Oh my goodness.
That would be great. That would be absolutely insane.
I'd be so down for that.
It would be absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So it looks like
So,
players are shuffling up for the next game here. Champagne will be on the play for game 2.
yep. As we know, the winner of this matchup does get to go play Tensai in the final, and they have
Yeah.
to win two best of threes to win the Invitational against Tensai, while Tensai only has to win one, as they are the top seed and have not dropped a game. We do a reset bracket here with a double elimination, so Tensai has not lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tensai, do you have a preference of who you want to play against and who you don't want to play against? Infect or Esper Vial?
Yeah, that would be interesting to know for sure.
And I know Oliver was complaining earlier about how Oko was doing in his list. Do you think he kept the Oko in?
In this particular matchup, he could. I want him to just because Oko turning an Aether Vial into an Elk is on the bingo board, but if we're being realistic, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I always hate getting my Aether Vials Elk. It's one of the worst feelings in the world for a Death and Taxes player.
Yeah. So it looks here like Champagne is on a mulligan and Oliver's keeping his 7.
That's not good to hear if you're Champagne.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, both of these matchups are pretty tricky. I know in Oliver's case, he was actually specifically mentioning that he's kind of glad the bracket worked out this way because he feels like he could probably do Sneak and Show twice. He doesn't think he could do Esper Vial twice.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
Tensai brings up a good point. Both decks are very dangerous for you. You're absolutely correct.
But it is the absolute my love absolute cop out answer because we know we really want to hear what you think.
Yeah.
Um, but no, best of luck to you, Tensai. I'm not going to be able to commentate on your game, and I'm probably not going to be able to watch the finals. But best of luck to you with whatever matchup you play. Um,
Yeah.
so Champagne here looking at 6, I believe.
Yeah. On the mulligan here, so we'll find out if Champagne ships it back or if he ends up keeping the 6.
Champagne's going to keep the 6.
Sounds good.
Flood Strand
Ooh,
pass.
Flooded Strand pass. I really like the old frame Flooded Strands, which on that note, I was thinking about it. I really want for cards that are old frame in TS2, I really want Ponder.
Absolutely. I think that would look so good. Um, I would love to see. I personally love the flood strains I love the most are the noodle flood strains, the national promos. I think they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a huge, like I said, I'm a huge DCI star nerd. Everything I love has the DCI star. Um, uh, but I would love to see the other fetches in Old Border. I
Yeah.
thought that would be a really cool thing for them to do.
I would
Um,
absolutely love that for sure. Kind
I
of
think
one
it
of
would just look
those
great.
shut up and take my money moments.
Well, I know we're already in that shut up, give me money moment with everyone wanting those Old Border chalices. So,
Yeah.
because those look incredible.
Yeah. So we're going to see another fetch land here. So Champagne actually went fetch, end step, brainstorm, drew a card, and now he's fetching off the marsh flats here.
The best thing you could do with the brainstorm, fetch afterwards.
Yeah. That being said, he did get one of the cards back, which could be intentional. Even then, getting one of the cards back then too is still
Oh, if we
not the
got
worst.
if we get Old Border vials, I'm sending my firstborn to get a playset. Uro is fine. Welcome to the stream. And also, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
We would love to jokingly tell you to leave, but we won't.
No, we welcome Uro. We don't see a lot of Uro in Legacy lately.
Well, here at least.
Yeah, at least here. But
Yeah.
card's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Miracoli13, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Yep.
Wow, please.
Thank you very much. And yeah, we see Blighted Agent, the name on the meddling mage there.
I'm running a 1 of Uro in my Jeskai Ascendancy Modern list, and I feel so bad about it. I grab it with glittering wish, and it's just so sad.
There you go.
Yep, March 16th, I believe, is the official release date of Time Spiral Remastered.
Yeah.
Or March 13th, I believe.
Yep. Cathor bringing up a good point. There should name Torpor Orb. It's possible. I still think that I like the whole not playing an infector, trying to name the infector here.
Man, he even has signed Wastelands. Those are so pretty.
Oliver is, I think, 4 cards away from having his full deck signed, which are all tropical islands.
Yeah, the only thing I'm sad about the buy box promo is that the Lotus is curving awfully. We've already seen people who have already have Pringles of it. It's just the saddest thing in the world. A
Yeah.
guy is doing a experiment of seeing one in a perfect fit, one in a sleeve, one in a top loader, and one in just out in the air. And the top in the air is a perfect Pringle. It's very sad.
Yeah. So of note there, Wasteland on the Tundra, they're shutting Champagne off of white mana, which I really like.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a Brainstorm off the Underground Sea and a Crunch for 2 here. We're just gonna block? Interesting. So I'd expect an Invigorate here.
Yep.
Oof. Force, pitching,
Brainstorm.
brainstorm. Okay, yeah, and that gets countered. And oh my goodness. Let's try again. So of note here, Champagne's actually gaining a lot of life from this. So Champagne
Yeah.
just gained 6 life and paid 1 to pay for the force.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oof. Yeah, so Blighted Agent or the Meddling Mage is going to bite the bullet here due to a gigantic 4/5 Noble Hierarch and Wasteland on the Tropical Island.
Yep, seems good. Never gonna happen, Mr. Fringe. Also, Jabiri87, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Yep. Thank you so much, everyone who has been here today. Means a lot and makes all the work we put in trying to run these events behind the streams all worth it. So we're just gonna see here. I guess the fetch pass, and then Champagne plays a planes and passes it back.
Is that a beta planes?
It is a beta planes.
It's so pretty.
I also like the beta lands. They're very nice. Although not gonna lie, I've just been absolutely loving running my invasion basics though. So
I also have invasion basics. They're gorgeous.
yeah.
I have the lightning bolt planes and the murky swamp.
Nice.
Such good land cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely say that, Charble, for sure. The card stock from back in the day. Because like when you see some of the alpha beta heavy played cards, like the ones that look like they've been driven over by a car on a driveway, those types of cards, like the fact that those cards are still holding up and are still actually durable, even though the face looks like hell, is very impressive. Because a modern
Yeah.
card would have just fallen right apart by that point.
I know there was a story a couple years ago of someone finding an alpha lotus within like the drywall of their house. And it was
Really.
like, and it was beat to shit, but it was still, you could tell it was a lotus. You could tell it was a magic card, but it was in the drywall of their house.
That's hilarious. I wonder why someone would have done that. Yeah, the good thing about modern card foils is that they're great for building card houses. I agree.
Absolutely.
Because that's the important part. That's why we buy fancy cardboard.
Build a pyramid that I can sleep under. It's all I need.
Yeah.
There's a blighted agent.
There is the Blighted Agent. So it was definitely worthwhile in terms of spending both of those invigorates on it. So we're gonna see
Yeah.
a sword splashes here, more than likely targeting the Blighted Agent,
I would assume, nope, hitting the noble or activating the noble.
activating the noble.
Nope,
Interesting.
nope, hitting the noble.
Wow.
Floats
Hmm.
a blue and resolves. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I've heard people say that Pokemon foils are the best foils, but I'm not a Pokemon fan, so I couldn't really weigh in on that. But I
As
do know
someone
that
who
there's
is
some
a
pretty.
Pokemon fan, the etched foils from Pokemon are stellar.
That's a Gilded Drake.
That is a Gilded Drake after going with the Wasteland there. This is actually really sweet. So Champagne's gonna have an Infector now. And
Yep.
Oliver's got a 3/3 flyer, which to be fair is a pretty big beat stick, but at the same
Yeah.
time, those invigorates are kind of punishing Oliver now.
Gilded Drake steals a creature.
Indeed it does.
Uh,
Oh, look at that.
Chip
Champagne just got the Blighted Agent on the side.
had to be ready for it, you know?
Yeah. Oliver all prepped up with making the card.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah. There's always ways around if you're playing over webcam.
I love when Champagne decides to play Esper Infect.
Yeah. Things I was not expecting to see today. So we're gonna just crunch for 3 in the air, down to 20. Now that being said,
Oliver laughed that he had a blind agent, and Champagne responded with, "What? You don't have a gilded drake just lying around?"
that's
Oh, it's so good.
awesome. So of note here though, Champagne doesn't really pump with this blighted agent, and also Oliver has a Inkmoth Nexus now.
Hmm.
So Oliver's able to play on both fronts by actually having a decent damage creature here. Uh-oh. Blighted agent here. This is not good for Champagne.
No, it's not. Also, we know that unless Champagne boarded in a third copy, we have seen both copies of Wasteland from Champagne.
Yeah.
Unholy strength. Oh no. I'm surprised Infex isn't a black mechanic. Like, isn't a black card mechanic. It's more of a
Yeah.
green mechanic.
I think that's largely just because of the way that the story worked, but
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
Especially
Yeah,
with the card Glistening Oil existing and the thematics behind Glistening Oil, it should
yeah,
be a mono black
absolutely.
mechanic. So we're gonna ponder here from Oliver.
Do they? I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any played in a long time, at least.
Yeah.
So no shuffle on the ponder. Liked what he saw.
Yep. Picks up, plays out the Windswept Heath there. Man, Champagne's been pretty low on lands this whole time.
Well, we've seen wastelands, all sorts of stuff.
That's true. There has been multiple
Lots
wastelands.
of lots of trading lands.
Yeah. The ability that Oliver's shown here just to rebuild the board,
Yeah, it's
super
been.
impressive.
I wouldn't think Infect would be able to bounce back that aggressively like that.
Yeah.
It's been very. Oliver's been very good at it today. Um, we saw it in the game with Frosty that he was able to build back while she was trying her hardest to keep putting merit leashes on the field.
Yeah. And of note as well, something I just want to specify here. Champagne's our number 2 seed going into this, but Oliver has the second highest win rate as well.
That is
So
true.
Oliver was trying, like he did in, and he didn't even play in November hardly at all, which is impressive that his win rate is so high. Like that being said, you know, I still think Tensai is probably the overall success story here with the amount of matches played compared to the win rate. Oh my goodness. But this is a really, really good spot if I'm Oliver, I'd say. Gilded Drake, getting a bunch of the Inkmoth Nexus and the Blighted Agent coming in here now, just being able to rebuild
Mhm.
Champagne Light on lands. Like, man, this is a good spot if you're Oliver.
Both players have 2 infect.
Yep. Yeah, both players at 2 poison, of note.
We love that.
Punching it again.
Why not? Just hit you for 3 infect this time.
Yeah, well, and the other thing too is that Champagne, that Blighted Agent can't block anything Oliver's attacking with anything, or anyways,
Yeah,
so
so why not?
yeah, may as well see how high you can get it up to. Plus, if nothing else, it's a 10-turn clock.
Tick, 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 tick. Swords to
Swords to
plowshare.
plowshares.
Vines.
Ooh. Vines with a pump and upkeep. Oh my goodness.
Seems good.
That seems very good. Oof. So animate the ink moth and then crunch in. So that's going to be for 6 poison plus another 3 in the air.
That's crazy.
Wow. This game is so swingy.
Whew. Champ had 7 infect with 11 life. That's huge.
Yep.
Champagne needs to find a couple outs here. He needs to find some
Yep.
swords.
He needs something here bad for sure. And that's the other problem too, is that he needs to come up with more than a couple answers as well, because he's got the Blighted Agent that has him on a 3-turn clock, right?
Yep.
The Glistener Elf, or sorry, not the Inkmoth Nexus also can't be blocked, and the Gilded Drake is on a 4-turn clock as well.
Yeah.
Like this is a real bad spot if you're Champagne.
Mm-hmm. So Vial up to 3. We could see Stone. We could see a Skeketh Apparition, Recruiter, a Plague Engineer, Hull Breacher, Flicker Wisp. So many different options here.
Yep. And was that just a pass back? Oof. And what is this now? Animate the
Win the
Inkmoth
team.
Nexus. And crunch in. So if there's a pump spell here, this is lethal.
I don't think so. It's gonna play a Blighted Agent. I mean, not a Blighted Agent, a
Glistener
Glistener
Elf.
Elf.
Oh my gosh. So Champagne can't take any more poison damage. And he's also on a 3-turn clock with the Gilded Drake out there. Oh my gosh. This is bad. And from the looks of it, Champagne has drawn nothing for the past
Yeah, this has
while.
been really awful for Champagne, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oliver, I hate to say this, but been playing great.
Yes.
Absolutely having every answer, knowing exactly how to play against Champagne.
Yeah. No, this has been a fantastic matchup. Very well played. I think, given the circumstances, for sure. And even then, Oliver not getting punished by that misplay earlier. Champagne is either deep in the tank or kind of not sure about what they can even do here. Yeah, this is not a good spot to be in if you're Champagne. Attack for 1. Deep in the tank here.
Yeah.
From the looks of it, though, just looking at Champagne's hand, I know there's at least a Force of Will and also... Okay, so there's a Force of Will, a Marsh Flats, and a Meddling Mage.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Yeah. Gonna cast the Meddling Mage. I really don't know what you'd even name here. You could always do the classic Abandon Hope, but... Yeah, let's see.
Resolved names. Swords.
Names Abandon Hope and passes. Love it.
He swords to plowshares.
Meddling Mage.
That's just insult to injury here.
I know. You could at least let them lose while they have Abandon Hope named. Oh my goodness.
Well,
Then
he actually needed to kill it because he needed to make sure nothing was there.
Yeah.
And that's he's
Activate
gonna
the
activate
Vial.
Vial and scoop him up.
Yeah, I believe so, because I'm pretty sure, an empty Vial activation and a fetch. Going out with style, Champagne. Watch him just get like some convoluted thing into a glacial chasm here.
I'd lose it. I'd absolutely lose it.
We know it can't happen, but it would be so funny. Man,
Fails to find on the fetch.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're just going out here.
Yeah, we're just going out on our own terms here.
Yeah. Of note, though, Oliver's at 5 poison right now.
Yeah.
Back here, Vial resolving, doesn't have anything to put in, and then scoops it all up.
All right, Oliver's going to be moving on to our
The
final
finals.
against Tensai. So we did see a little bit of a shakeup. Oliver has, after his round 1 loss, has just looked really, really sharp.
Yeah, absolutely coming back there, and yeah, it's Oliver not having the Gilded Drake on hand to just use.
Coachy Loco, thank you so much for the follow. Guys, we're at the finals. This was my last game today. I look forward to tuning into the finals if I can. I got to go and make some food, and get ready for the rest of the day. Thank you guys so much for having me. MTV Paper Legacy guys,
Yes,
we're
thank
here.
you so much, everyone, for all the help and support today. It means a lot.
We can't wait to see you guys in the Discord playing games. From me at least, good luck. Have fun. Enjoy the finals. Prez, have fun with it, man.
Yeah, will do. You have a good one, Pope, and I'll see you next time. And I'll see all of you guys back in a little bit here.